Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you are doing well. If you are new here, my name is Christina K, and well, you're going to get to know me today. I'm going to answer some of the questions that you guys sent in the comments below over on Instagram, on Twitter. I got a couple of emails. I put this out to Walk 97.5 listeners as well, which if you don't know what that is the radio station that I am on in the afternoons here on Long Island. So we've got lots of interesting questions. I'm trying to answer the positive ones, some of the ones that maybe a few of you had asked, and nothing that really involves other people. It's not because I don't want to talk about them. It's just because this is my channel and I don't want to answer any questions that may pertain to other people just because I don't want to invade their privacy. And we'll talk a little bit about that in some of the questions. But let's just get right into it because I feel like there is a lot to answer and I don't want this to be a long video. Some of them are Disney questions, some of them are non-Disney questions. So the first one happens to be a Disney question, and it's, when is your next Disney trip? It was supposed to be in a few weeks for my birthday. Unfortunately, we did have to cancel, and this may be the first trip in a while where I'm not like depressed about canceling. Do I wish I was going? Of course, but and it was for my birthday, but it just, there's so much going on these days that it just wasn't the right time. And honestly, when we planned the birthday trip, it was, I think, before the pandemic even, and it was supposed to be a bigger thing and it was like a celebration, and it just kind of kept getting less and less, and it just didn't sit right. It didn't feel right. My heart wasn't really in it. So I know the next time I go, which as of now, it is May, hopefully things will be safer, we can celebrate a little bit more, and I'm a twin and we both kind of discussed it and it just didn't seem right. So although the birthday is going to be a little lacking this year, you guys know this has been the past year, we're gonna be safe, and that's the most important thing. I wrote down a lot of your questions, but I screenshotted this one because this one really touched me. It's from Diana R here on YouTube. Hi Diana, thank you so much for these sweet words and for watching. It means a lot. She said, hi Christina, I saw that they are doing away with the yearly pass holder for Disneyland. What are your thoughts? I know they intend to have other options to pick for memberships in the future when the park reopens. I heard that Japan started this back in the fall for their park, so it won't just be Disneyland. By the way, Christina, love watching not just your channel, but I enjoy listening to you speak in general. I see how and why you have a career in radio. Your speech just flows so effortlessly and you are so very comfortable. I love it. Enjoy your holiday weekend and fill it with some magic, whether it be Disney related or not. Remember, magic is something that cannot always be put into words, but it must be felt from within one's heart. Okay, there's three parts to this. That quote at the end, I absolutely love, Diana. That is like the essence of me, so I really appreciated that, and that put a smile on my face, and I added that to like my new quotes thing that I'm collecting for 2021, so I love that. Yeah, the pass holders for Disneyland. So here's the thing. I've been to Disneyland a couple of times, and every time I've used a park hopper, but I know the majority of the people, I would say probably like 75% of people that go to Disneyland are annual pass holders. So it's kind of mind-blowing for me that they did away with it permanently. I don't know what the other options are. You had mentioned that they did something like this in Japan. I don't really know much about that. So I'm trying to give Disney the benefit of the doubt here with their decisions. Like, I know they just did away with Magical Express, or they're doing away with it at the end of the year, and it's got me very puzzled, but I'm trusting in Disney, trying to trust in Disney that they have a plan and are doing the right thing. So I'm trying to think about that as well for Disneyland. I myself am an annual pass holder for Walt Disney World. So to me, I think, okay, what if they did that for Walt Disney World? And it kind of terrifies me a little bit because I wouldn't be able to go as much. It's great deals that you can get, especially when they do like the 30% off and you can get great room. And this way also, when you go to the parks, here's my big thing. You don't feel like you have to spend all day in the park. I mean, maybe now with the park reservations, but even if you just went for dinner one night, it's not like you have to get your money's worth in for the day. So it makes me nervous that they could do away with that in Walt Disney World. Granted, Walt Disney World is currently open. I have no idea what their plan is. And by the time I'm filming this, they haven't announced anything fully yet. So yeah, my head, I got a million thoughts on that for the pass holders, but I know so many of you watching are Disneyland annual pass holders, and I'm very, very sorry that they are doing this. I would love to know some of your thoughts about that in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. But yeah, that one, I had to read the first article I saw on that a couple of times because I was like, this has to be a rumor. This cannot be true. And then you said very sweet words about listening to me speak, which thank you very much. You said your speech just flows so effortlessly and you are so comfortable. It makes me laugh that you say that because I literally was just having a conversation with my boss about this because we talk all day. I do 2 radio shows a day. I do production. I voice a bunch of commercials and stuff a day. And then I do stuff like this. I feel like my speech and words just escape me. I can't get words out. So for you to say that really means a lot, because it is actually something that I am very self-conscious about. So it does mean a lot. It took years of practice too to get comfortable, and I'm still not fully comfortable. Who am I kidding? But that really meant a lot, Diana. So thank you for saying that. Have you broke any of your 21 goals yet? Which have you been really great at keeping? So if you don't know, I did this 21 goals for 2021 video. I learned a lot of things in 2020, and I have set a lot of goals for this year. Have I broke any of them? I haven't broke any of them. I think the one I've been worst at is the whole sleep thing. I've been waking up earlier, but I've been going to bed later, and I blame like doing things at night maybe, or just being very much in my head with certain things, which I'm getting better at that, I am. But that might be the one that I kind of haven't been the greatest at. I've been really great at the other ones though. I've worked out all but one day, and the day I am filming this is January 20th. So I've worked out every day but one for the month of January. So that I'm really proud about, and I'm seeing results on that. I've been eating better. Finances have been great. I haven't bought a single Disney thing. There's been 20 days in this year and I haven't bought a single Disney thing, so I'm really proud. I've been decluttering like crazy. I have more of those videos on the way, and thank you guys for being so supportive of the declutters and my goals in general. That really means a lot. So yeah, I'm happy to report so far so good. What is something you want to vent about? You were always so positive. What is your secret? I had a lot of positivity secrets ones. I don't really think I have a secret being positive, without getting into it, because I don't want to share too much here on my channel. Something happened to me in my past, and I got very, very sick, and doctors didn't think I was going to make it past 16. So for me, when you go through something like that, you see the little things as being big things, and you're very positive about that. Granted, there are some days where I am not on camera or on the microphone and I am so negative, but I always try, if someone else is around or hearing me or seeing me, sorry, I'm pointing to the microphone like you guys can see my radio mic. I always try to be positive because I want to spread that to you guys, and maybe you'll soak it in and spread it in return. I feel like that could be a big secret in life. But I don't really have a secret to why I am so positive. I truly try to stay positive because the negativity does more harm than positive emotions can. So that's why I've been so like big about not being in my head or letting fear overcome, like trying to stay positive and hopeful. That is something I really truly believe in, but I don't have a secret. I'm sorry. How are you doing working from home? I'm going crazy. Honestly, there are some days where like I'm not feeling my best, so I'm like, it's okay today to work from home. And it's nice now that I have this option to do stuff from home, because maybe in the future they'll let me, like if I'm not having the greatest of days, work from home. I'm very happy to be working. Let me put that out there first. But it is frustrating, especially doing what I do, because you like to be surrounded by people and in that kind of an environment, and you bounce off of people. So I really miss it. It's been really hard for me with all my coworkers, all but one other one, I think, being back at work and me not being there. It's made me feel like I'm very dependent on them when I like being independent, especially with my job. So it's played mental games with me for sure, but hopefully soon I'll be back. My projected date to go back is like April right now, March, April, depending on when I can finally get this vaccine. So we'll see, but I mean, I'm hanging in there. I'm happy to have a job, and yeah, I really appreciate what I do, I'll tell you that, and how quick technology is in that environment. It takes a lot longer to do things from home, but like I said, I'm happy to be working, period. And I know so many of you guys are working from home as well. Just hang in there. And if you're not working, also hang in there. Things are going to be turning around. I have a new hope today. Do you read? And if so, what book are you currently reading, or what was the last book you read? It's actually really funny that you guys talked about that. And I guess I must have mentioned reading in my 21 goals. I think I mentioned something about books. I haven't read in a very long time because I haven't had the time, and it's really hard to shut my brain off a lot of times, so I get distracted when reading, but it's been something I've been trying to practice. I recently read, or I'm kind of reading, I kind of skimmed through it, let's be honest. It's like 101 Ways to Be Less Stressed, and that's been helpful, but I haven't like read it from cover to cover. I am currently reading this. Now this is funny because I got this as a Christmas gift for someone and haven't gotten a chance to give it to them yet, and I ordered one for myself as well. It is The Office. It's a New York Times bestseller, this book, and it's been staring at me for months. I got this a while ago, and I'm really excited to read this because I love The Office and I love behind the scenes TV stories. One of my favorite books is called The $1,000,000 Kiss, and it's about one kiss changed TV forever, and that was the kiss between Joey and Pacey on Dawson's Creek, and how it spiraled for other TV shows as well. And there's more that goes into just being a kiss, but what it was like in the writer's room and all this stuff and the fighting that went on behind the scenes with it. Such an interesting book. So I'm really hopeful that this will be like that as well. And this is just something that makes me smile, The Office. So reading this, and this one too, which I've skimmed through, I haven't had time. And this was a Christmas gift I got in 2019, and it's Friends Forever. So it's another book like that, and it's untold stories about friends. So, well, not untold stories, but stories you may not know about Friends. And this is another one of my favorite TV shows, so I'm excited to jump into that. And this one's cool too because it does have, you know, pictures, so you can kind of relive the episodes a little bit as well. Speaking about books, I had the opportunity yesterday to interview Chris Soule, who is one of the authors for Star Wars The High Republic, that whole series that is out now, and I have those books coming on the way. And we're going to do giveaways for you guys too with some of those books, and it was really cool talking to him before I read the book, kind of get a backstory of things, and I'm excited to read those as well. But that I want to be in a good mindset for and like really devote attention. These are great because you could probably just read like a couple of things, like a chapter at a time or something, or a story at a time, I don't know. This question I actually liked. Where do you want to travel outside of the Disney parks? To be honest with you guys, most of my trips have been to the Disney parks, both work and like pleasure wise. I love going to the parks and I want to continue going to the parks, but there's a lot of places I want to go outside of the parks, and it dawned on me recently that I'm so comfortable going to Disney. I know it, I'm in my element, I can hide behind things maybe when I'm not so confident, but there are places that I really want to go to. Like I want to go to Paris so bad. That is like my honeymoon dream destination, or just like romantic trip destination. London would be awesome. I want to explore more parts of California. I did a solo trip to California once and it was so freeing, and just going to like Malibu, and I had such an amazing time and met up with friends there, and I really enjoyed that trip. But I was thinking about other places too. Like I never really had a desire to go to Hawaii or Caribbean destinations. And when I was decluttering, I had a whole section of my closet that had like beachy kind of like Caribbean island trip outfits that I've been saving. And I said, why have I been saving it? And then it dawned on me, I've always been like waiting for the right person to go there with. Like I never really wanted to necessarily do a girls trip there or go with my family. So it kind of dawned on me that I was like, oh, it's about the right person. So hopefully something like that will happen soon. So Paris is definitely the #1 destination. And I'm not just saying that because Disneyland Paris is there. I just have this fascination with Paris. It just looks so romantic and a nice little getaway. And yeah, so that's my #1 answer there. That was a long answer, wasn't it? I'm gonna try to keep them short. Okay, this is all about concerts. I got, what was the last concert you went to? What do you think will be the first one you will when you're able to? Best concert you've ever been to? Worst concert? And dream concert? The last concert I went to was Celine Dion. I actually saw her twice right before the pandemic. Unbelievable. I will say that best concert-wise, vocally she was the best, but the best one I ever went to was seeing the Backstreet Boys in Vegas. Oh my goodness. And it was actually on my birthday, and I went with my twin sister. She got me the tickets for Christmas, my best friend and another one of our friends, and I can't even put that into words. They're my all-time favorites, guys. It was so cool. And that was only a couple of years ago too. What do I think the first concert will be when we're able to? The only one I currently have tickets for is the Backstreet Boys. They were supposed to come here last summer, and then it got postponed to this summer. I don't know if that's still going to be a thing, but that's the first one that I have planned. The worst concert? Oh, hands down, Nickelback. That was brutal. It was Hinder, which they weren't terrible. I do like a song or two of theirs. Papa Roach, which, oh my gosh, just Google Papa Roach Jones Beach and you'll see him like jumping into the water. It was a crazy thing. And Nickelback, they were just the profanity, and it was, and there was a lot of kids at that show. It was just vocally terrible. I lost a lot of respect for them that day. And dream concert, you know, I've honestly been very lucky to go to a lot of my concerts that have been a dream. That's tough. I always kept a bucket list for concerts I would love to go to. I think it would be the Foo Fighters. I think they're probably one of the only ones I have not seen. Wow. I also want to note that one of the best concerts I ever went to was Idina Menzel and Josh Groban together, Madison Square Garden. Oh my gosh, we went backstage to hang out with Josh Groban. His wine was back there. It was like, what a night. Plus Idina, I mean, yeah, it was so good. Will you start your podcast again? I don't know what podcast you were referring to. If it's the Disney one, no, that's in the past. That's why I started this YouTube channel. Kay and Kev is my other podcast that I do through my radio station, and we haven't done it since March or April. We're gonna start it up again and do it here on YouTube. So my friend Kevin, who is an actor and he got his start on American Idol, he's out in LA, he's from Long Island, and we do it on the West Coast and the East Coast, and we talk about things that we've got going on, like behind the scenes stuff with our jobs, and just we geek out about Marvel and Disney and Star Wars. We're gonna do a couple of interviews, so that will be starting here soon if technology will agree with us. So hang in there. But yeah, looking forward to that. You guys are gonna love Kevin. He's amazing. What's a video you've always wanted to film but haven't yet? There's a couple I can think of, but the first thing that comes to mind is vlogs in Disney. The reason why I haven't done that is because most of the time when I'm in Disney, it's for vacation with my family, with friends, and I have no problem doing YouTube. You know, I started this channel, they didn't. I don't want to, you know, it's a private thing going on vacation. I don't want them to feel like they have to be on or on camera. And that's the thing too. I don't want to have to feel necessarily like I have to be on. I'm really trying to separate work and like this from my private life as well. So I don't always want to feel like I have to be documenting things or be on for the camera. There's one or two, maybe three people I can think about if I just went with them doing vlogs for, and hopefully in the future that will happen. I know one of us, we had talked about it. So maybe we'll do that, but we'll see. I don't know yet. I do love watching vlogs too. That's the thing when people are in the parks. Right now I'm watching Best Life and Beyond, their first time going to Walt Disney World. And when I run on the treadmill, that's what I'm watching and I love it. But I can see how they have to be on all the time. And I don't know that that's necessarily what I want to do when I'm on vacation. So we'll see. What's the hardest part about your job? Well, technology aside, because that could be difficult, and the people sometimes. I would say being on all the time, it takes a toll out on you. You know, you are your job, so you got to kind of separate when it's for other people and when it's for you in your private life. And I'll be honest, it's something that I have not been good at in the past, and I'm really trying hard. I can finally like turn it off, and it's been really hard doing it from home because this is only across from my bedroom, my studio, so I don't really get that downtime. And at least when I go into work, I'm about an hour or so away from my job, so I have that car ride to kind of decompress, and I haven't really had that. So I would say being on all the time, and especially when you're in a negative mood and you got to be positive, that could be difficult. What have you learned during the pandemic? A lot. I think we all have. I think the big thing is like who and what is important. For me, being surrounded by all these things that I have on a day-to-day, I realize they're not as valuable to me as I thought. That's why I've been decluttering things. Don't get me wrong, I've got some finds that I absolutely love, and they put a smile on my face seeing, especially being in this room. I think before the pandemic, I wasn't in this room as much. It was just like on occasion to voice stuff, but now I'm in here for like 8 hours or plus a day. So I look at like, I'm looking at my Toy Story thing, and I'll give you guys a studio tour soon. I'm looking at my Toy Story display and it makes me happy. But I look at other things and I'm like, they don't really make me happy. So I guess that, but I learned a lot of other things too, but they're more on the private side of life. How do you feel about your upcoming birthday? Well, it's coming soon, and good and bad. So good because I actually have a good mindset going into this age. Last year aside, and maybe like one other year in my life, I never felt like I was at the point I wanted to be at approaching that age. And I'm still not exactly where I want to be, but I see huge progress, and I feel more like the age that I'm going to turn, if that makes sense. And I had been lacking on that. That's like a vague way of saying it, but I want to keep that, you know, private. But like also it's sad because birthdays are a huge deal in my book, and we're not really doing anything to celebrate. So, you know, that's sad, but we're all going through that, so I'm sure you guys can relate. You mentioned you, Anthony, and Melissa are cast members. Where? none of us are cast members anymore, putting that out there. Anthony and I have both worked at the Disney store at different times, and the store itself looked completely different each of the times we worked there. Melissa, my twin sister, actually worked in Pop Century years ago, back when the college program was a thing, and she worked front desk, and she was a runner, and she was so good at it. I feel like all three of us really embodied Disney very well because we have a huge passion for it, and we like being there for other people. And I can't really speak for me. I mean, I had fun creating magic, but watching the two of them create magic was something very special. And yeah, so that's nice. And that's the only thing I'm going to talk about with other people. Except for this. Will anyone be joining you for upcoming videos? I hope so. My sister and I are planning to do something. One of my normal upload days is our birthday, so we're hoping to do a video together on our birthday, but it's just been really hard schedule-wise, and also we're in the middle of a pandemic still, so we haven't really gotten a chance to do other kinds of videos, but you never know. Anything's possible. How do you deal with negativity? This is a question that... I like this question and I don't like this question. I have always with my job dealt with people having negative opinions because you can't please everybody and you have a lot of different types of listeners and you could do or say something that they won't agree with. So I've been used to that, as used to it as I can be. Here, I've never really dealt with that. Thank you guys so much for being so positive, but I noticed that one of my subscribers kind of attacked me over on the Instagram and said something, and I'm not going to say everything that they said. They were attacking me for being so positive and faking it because I am sick. And that really annoyed me because you don't know me. You do not know me. If someone very close to me called me sick, that would be bad. But I kind of deal with it as everyone's entitled to their own opinions. The people who really matter to me, those opinions will carry weight with me. So like I said, if someone really close to me called me sick, I mean, people can think I'm fat or ugly or they don't like the sound of my voice or whatever, but that's your opinion. It gets to me more when someone says something factual, like the being sick or makes up a rumor or something. That's when that stuff takes a bigger toll on me. And I think in the past, I would have let all of it take a toll on me, but I have a different mindset with that, if that makes sense. And maybe that's something for you guys too to look at. Everyone's gonna have their opinions, especially like when you're growing up. It's so rough when you're growing up. Someone says something in high school and you think it's gospel and then you start to believe it yourself or you get emotional about it. I've always tried to be confident, and I am confident that the people who matter will have the right opinions of me, if that makes sense. I don't know. I could go on with that, but I'm not gonna. I am staying positive. Are you superstitious? I don't know. I actually had to ask a couple people if they thought I was superstitious because I didn't know if I did anything that they may view as it. I don't think so. I think the only thing maybe that I do that could be superstitious is like at 11:11, if I'm looking at a clock, I'll make a wish. But I don't do the whole salt over thing or the walking under a ladder thing. I don't think I'm superstitious. I do little things that could be viewed as superstitious, like for good luck, which those are my personal secrets, so I'm going to keep those to myself. But I don't think I'm superstitious. I don't know. Are you guys superstitious? Let me know in the comments below. Do you want to get married one day? Of course. That's something that's very important to me. I would love to get married one day, but I'm not the person who's like, by this age, I have to get married, or by this age I have to do that. When I was younger, growing up, especially when I was starting in my career, every age I had goals set, like I have to do this by this age. And career-wise, I made it happen. But like with that kind of stuff, that has to happen naturally. You can't really plan, like by the time I'm 30, I'm gonna do this. It's not the way the universe works as much as you may want it to. So yes, I would absolutely love to one day. There was quite a few about that. What are you looking forward to most this year? Normalcy? I think I had so many things I was looking forward to in 2020 that obviously did not happen. Some did happen, but a good chunk of them did not happen. Is it snowing? No, it was snowing earlier, so I thought all of a sudden it's just windy and getting dark all of a sudden. Random. What was the question? What are you looking forward to most this year? I don't have one particular thing. I guess maybe just like getting back to my life, seeing people again when it's safe, going back into the studio, stuff like that. I'm not one big particular thing. Like, yeah, I would love to go to Disney, hopefully, maybe do a broadcast or something, but it's not something that I'm putting a definite on happening because one, it leads to disappointment, and two, well, 2020 taught us can't always go as planned, right? Well, this was longer than I wanted it to be. I have more questions written down, but for now, you're gonna have to settle for this. We'll do more question and answers video. I don't want to do too many of them because I do want to keep things private and personal. There was a lot of really personal questions, which I know it's really, for the most part, coming from a caring place. It's not being too nosy. You guys are curious. With some of those things, if I want you to know about it, I will talk about it. And maybe there's other questions that were asked that are going to be like a whole video, future videos. I got a lot about my diabetes, which some of them I'm uncomfortable answering. But if you are genuinely like looking for tips and tricks about diabetes, maybe I'll do a whole video on that. I didn't want to do stuff that would bore you guys too. Hopefully these weren't some of the boring ones. There were some juicy ones, but there's a reason why I didn't answer them. Well, I appreciate you guys as always for watching. I have more declutters on the way. I think we have like one more day left of my giveaway, so don't forget to enter that and we'll have more giveaways on the air. If you haven't already, please subscribe before you leave. And if you want to see more of these kinds of videos, please give it a thumbs up. That will help me know if you guys want to see this kind of stuff in the future. All right, I'm all talked out. I hope you guys are doing well and I will talk to you soon. I am Christina K. Have a Disney day. Where did the I'm Christina K. Have a Disney day thing come from? That's how I used to end my Mouseketeer radio podcast back in the day. I said it once jokingly and it stuck. The hand thing I didn't start doing in the beginning of my YouTube channel, I think, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure a box lunch haul I did. I think it was the first video with Anthony too. He did it and then I made fun of him and then it just kind of stuck. I just thought it was really cute and it's like Mouseketeer-y. So I don't know, that's where that came from, but my name rhymes. I've wanted to incorporate Disney in it. That's how, I don't know, does that answer your question?